Good morning. I'm on my morning walk and I just saw a red bird, and it made me think of a story that I often feel a little nervous about sharing because I know nothing about red birds. So I have no logical explanation about what happened. But I'm gonna share anyway. So some time ago, it's been a few years now, I was minding my business, laying in the bed, watching TV, and all of a sudden I started to hear the chirping of a bird to the point where it sounded so loud, where I could tell the bird had been chirping for some time, but it had just come more prevalent and loud in my ear. So I was like paying attention to it. And right in that moment, it felt like this bird was calling me, almost like mom. And I was like, what is that? That was the first thing that I felt. Then the next thought download that I had was my dog, who was no longer with us. He's passed many years ago now. But the next thought I heard was Lennox, which was his name. And then the next random thought, because this bird was just calling, was red bird. And I had no clue why I thought red bird. And because these random thoughts came that had, to me, nothing to do with each other, I decided to just get up and walk over to the window and look at this bird. And I walk all the way over to the other side of the window, look out the window, and there is a red bird right outside, kind of looking at me. And I mean, my mouth dropped. I just couldn't understand how I was able to put all that together and why it felt like this was for me. So in that moment, I said, that is Lennox. He's calling me. Stood there for a moment, and then he flew off. And so I declared that, he's telling me it's going to be okay. I think it was a hard time. And so I declared that I would ask for a red bird to let me know that things are going to be okay. And so every time I saw them, I would relax. But I also recognized how it made me realize that, I'm outside, any birds and things are happening all around me that I see and that I don't see. And, when I see the bird, I also realize how easy it could have been for me to miss this bird if it wasn't for me. I could have turned the corner a few minutes earlier, a few minutes later. I could have looked down instead of up. I could have looked left instead of right. And those are the things that really stick out when I see a bird, because I'm like, when I doubt that it's for me, and when I doubt that it's for me for the specific reason I asked, and I say like, well, I make some excuse, then I realize like, well, if it wasn't for me, then I wouldn't have seen it. If it wasn't for me, I would have looked in a direction that would have allowed me to miss it. There's so many opportunities for me to have missed it if it wasn't for me. So that it's more likely that it is for me. Like there was a few times where I didn't see the bird, but there was some kind of random object that had no beauty to it, nothing that was special, but it held my attention to the point where I was like focused hard. And when I got close to this object, this just happened the other day, above it was the bird. And then I realized like that object was meant for me to see the bird, because I would have missed this little teeny thing in the, depths of the woods, in the trees. And I'm always in awe of moments like that as well. And so, yeah, it's just a reminder of what's for you is for you. And in those doubts, in those moments of doubt, like just think about all the other things that could happen, to take, where it wouldn't line up. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And it's okay. And it's okay, and there's also so many things that you don't see, anyway, that's what, that's what seeing the red bird always does for me. And it brings a sense of awe and a smile to me. And I'm glad it helps me to go inward versus just like not just the receiving of the declaration and the like, okay, thank you. I say thank you, but I also think like, wow, that's a special moment to have. So when it's for you, it's for you. Ask for signs so that they show up for you, and trust it. Trust it when it comes. That's my story for today. All right. Okay, and then as I'm looking down reading an article from my phone right after I finished recording this video, I look up and there's a bird, when I say directly flying in front of me, and how I could have missed it if I kept reading or kept looking down or passed any sooner. Like, what is that? That's so crazy.